Now we turn it over to Jordan for a look at this week's sports.
And Jordan, I hear there's some bad news coming out of Mankato hockey.
Yeah, and not just because they lost a big game. After losing the NCAA National Hockey Championship, Minnesota State University Mankato goalie Dryden McKay is now suspended. The United States Anti-Doping Agency suspended the Maverick goalie after he tested positive for the banned substance Osterine. McKay tested positive in late January, but was allowed to finish the season until a full investigation could be conducted. Lab tests show the substance to be in an all-natural vitamin. McKay's suspension is in effect until October. After 12 years at the helm as MSU Moorhead's men's head basketball coach, Chad Walthall has retired. He announced his retirement after the team won the NSIC tournament in February. Walthall changed the men's basketball team into a winning program. He led the Dragons to a total of 5 NSIC championship games and finally got over the hump to a championship this season. He hopes to leave a good base for the program to continue.
And there's a lot of things that go into it having been the right moment. But, I think winning that tournament championship was probably one of the most special accomplishments for me personally.
While the Dragons are still looking for a new head coach, assistant head coach Tom Burstrader will take over in the meantime. 2 of Fargo Moorhead's legendary baseball figures are teaming up at Concordia. Reporter Josh Boyko has a story on how they're giving back to the programs that gave them their first swing at the game.
After winning a World Series in the major leagues, Chris Coast is now back home where it all began.
I'd say the biggest thing is knowing how to adapt to different levels. Obviously, this is way different than the Red Hawks, as is the Red Hawks way different than the major leagues.
Coast's rise to the major leagues was a surprise to some, but there was one coach that was with Coast for almost his entire journey.
Certainly for us, and myself, that was really fun to watch the progress through the minor leagues, and then finally the day he got called up, I got a call, said he was up. It was really a special day.
Coast took over the program from Burgow in 2014 after Bucky spent 36 seasons as the Cobbers head coach. Now they are both devoted to developing current players.
We want them to love the game. If they truly, truly love baseball unconditionally, those are the easiest guys to coach in any sport.
The current Red Hawks and Cobbers coach says he sees the importance of getting time with his players individually.
But that one-on-one stuff, we have a lot of guys, so that's not always easy to come by, but when you have these moments like today where you're doing just simple front toss, it's a very simple drill that can really show some things in a swing.
Coast says the team will lean heavily on new faces this spring. With photographer Brian Stenberg, Josh Boyko, Campus News.
Chris Coast spent 4 years in Major League Baseball with the Phillies and Astros, winning the 2008 World Series with Philadelphia. With the season winding down for Concordia softball, there's still growing optimism in the dugout. This season has not gone to plan for the Cobber softball team after losing their last doubleheaders and having multiple games postponed because of the weather. Head coach Chad Sliders says the team's defining characteristics are still there, and they are ready to bounce back before the end of the regular season.
Hardworking. I think even though we had the success we did last year, they're hungry. They want to get back to the playoffs again. We've been going through some struggles in the last 3 or 4 doubleheaders, but we've also played a really tough schedule.
Coach Slider says the team is focusing on improving their offense, as they haven't scored more than 5 runs in their last 12 games. The hiring of a new pitching coach for the Concordia softball team has been a home run, despite the fact her job is to prevent them. Reporter Josh Boyko tells us how her playing career is helping her in her coaching career.
After investing many years into the game of softball, Kara O'Byrne is continuing her softball journey as a pitching coach, the position she played her whole career.
I had no plans of being a coach. I think that's what makes it so fun, though. It was totally unexpected, but I guess it was part of God's plan, and it was super cool that it worked out.
Softball is a team sport, but on the other hand, Coach O'Byrne says there's an anchor for this team.
I would describe Megan as our powerhouse. I mean, she shows up and she pitches her heart out every time.
Pitcher Megan Gavin says she and others share a special chemistry with Coach O'Byrne.
Her and I completely get each other, and we bounce ideas off of each other of how we can improve not only my own pitching, but our other staff as well.
The coaching has lifted Gavin's pitching and propelled her performance this season.
There's no pressure at this point. We just need to go out there and play our game and have fun while we're playing the game.
The cold weather has led to multiple postponements this spring, but Megan Gavin and the rest of the Cobbers just might be warming up. With photographer Bryant Stenberg, Josh Boyko, Campus News.
Gavin was awarded a National Division III Pitcher of the Week award in March. Looks like the new hire has been a success so far.
Sounds like things are looking up for Concordia softball.
Thank you, Jordan.